The late Minister Oscar Laughlin understood this, and he labored hard to strengthen the treaty relationship. It is an honor to recognize him for his lifelong commitment to building a better future for all Treaty Manitobans, and by officially announcing the Treaty Advocacy Award. This award will be presented annually by the Treaty Relations Commission of Manitoba to one recipient who has shown dedication and commitment to the building of a better relationship between First Nations and non-First Nations in Manitoba. The first recipient of this award is the late Minister Oscar Laughlin in recognition excuse me, of his personal commitment to advocating the understanding of the importance of treaties and the treaty relationship to all Manitobans. I want to share with you a biography of the late minister. Oscar Laughlin was born and raised at the Opaskwayak Cree Nation in northern Manitoba. He left his community to attend high school at Frontier Collegiate in Cranberry Portage, where he graduated in 1969. Subsequent to his graduation, he returned to Opaskwayak Cree Nation, where he was employed by Opaskwayak as a band manager. Oscar later worked for the federal government in various senior management roles. In 1979, Oscar became the executive director of the Swampy Cree Tribal Council, and in 1985 was elected chief of Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Oscar had served as a board member of the Manitoba Kiwetno Ogimakanak, the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs, and he had served on various committees for the Assembly of First Nations in Ottawa. He also served as a member of the Policy Advisory Committee of the Brandon University Native Teacher Education Program. In 1990, Oscar Laughlin was elected as the New Democratic Party member of the Manitoba Legislature for the constituency of the PAW. On October 5, 1999, former Premier Gary Doer appointed him to the Conservation Portfolio. Oscar was previously the NDP critic for Northern Affairs. He had also served as a critic for Native Affairs, Constitutional Development, and finally the Aboriginal and Northern Affairs Portfolio, with responsibilities for Community Economic Development Fund. I am very proud and honored to have been able to call the late Minister Oscar Laughlin a colleague and a friend. I would like to call upon Councillor Amanda Laughlin, the daughter of the late Minister, and Muriel Turner, to accept this award on his behalf. I want to thank Amanda for joining us here today. At this point in time, I want to call on Elder Wayne Scott. And also I want to call on the Deputy Minister and Speaker of the House, Deputy Speaker of the House. If you would join us, please. The First Nation elders in Manitoba have reminded us that the treaties and the treaty relationship are vital to our future. These same elders have given us direction on how we are to remind all Manitobans and the parties to the treaties that our relationship is based on mutual recognition, mutual respect, mutual benefit, and mutual obligation. An act of reciprocity. The Manitoba Legislative Assembly is honoring the treaties and the treaty relationship, and the treaty people in Manitoba are providing 2 gifts to the Assembly. The first gift is a beaded mace runner, and I want to call on Elder Wayne Scott to speak a little bit about the mace runner and the pillow.
Thank you, Commissioner. Miigwech, dana mi kakana no ma bindi gana madabit. Miigwech dina. I just acknowledged everybody in my language that's in this gathering, and I thank everybody in my language. I'd like to acknowledge our ancestors who were instrumental and were very much a part of the making of Treaty 1 in 1871. Unjadaga akwe shanishnabe moan. Miani shia nishnabe magagip me unabitang yagip me ojetud iwe ago ediwin. Ugip me ainakonan odu paganan. Mima kaunjigi kendang Ugi kanab manne ur chansa godan kovjigana. Miwedi wasaningan kagi nabit. Ugi kene manne abenun jan goding wip minitagenet. Migaje gashkitu die wasa chibagama bedang. Midashegagi kendang mi magaje ubindige akonan ineno ni jansen chigo shansa kenaudan kubjugana chinigagige udakinit mi wenongo manje skittoing ma chib midashin damang kitakinan ge abinongo. I took this moment to acknowledge those elders that sat in that sacred circle back in 1871. During that time, there was great uncertainty and there was great concern for those children that shall come afterwards. At that same time, there was also representation made by the Crown on behalf of their own children that came afterwards. It is with honor, pride, and great respect that the First Nations people stand before you as representatives of those children that came after. It's because of that representation by the Crown and the representation made by the First Nations people during the treaty-making process that we can now say with confidence that we are all treaty people. I would like to thank the artist Debbie DeCharles, who designed the Mace Runner. Can you stand up, Debbie, please? Thank you, Debbie. The beaded Mace Runner depicts the treaty medal. It signifies that the treaty shall be sacred, the treaty shall be honored. This beautiful beaded Mace Runner, accompanied by the star blanket cushion, signifies that as long as the grass is green, the waters flow, and the sun shines, the sacredness of the treaty shall be honored. And with that, on behalf of the Manitoba Treaty Commissioner's Office, the Treaty One people, and all treaty people, we present this gift to the Manitoba Legislative Assembly. Thank you, my friends. Miigwech.
Thank you. The Treaty Relation Commission would like to express our deep gratitude to the Honourable Dr. Gregory Selinger, the Premier of Manitoba, for recognizing the treaty relationship, affirming that we are all treaty people, and honoring the treaties by proclaiming today to be the Treaty Day at the Manitoba Legislative Assembly. And before I close, I would like to thank everyone for coming out to join us in honoring the treaties and the treaty relationship on this special day, the Manitoba Day, the birthday of Manitoba. We thank you very much. We are all treaty people. And as long as the sun shines, the grass grows and the rivers flow. Miigwech. Thank you. I have some gifts that I need to present yet, so I'm going to do that now. Thank you very much. It's been a great day.
Thank you very much, Treaty Commissioner Whitebird and Elder Wayne Scott, for sharing those inspiring words with us. For those who may not know it, the mace is the symbol of the authority of the legislature and is carried on every legislative sitting day in procession by the Sergeant-at-Arms, who leads the Speaker's parade into the chamber. When the mace is placed on the table, it indicates that the legislature is in session. For that reason, the gift of a mace runner and a star blanket is truly a very thoughtful and appropriate gift to the legislature and will be used with pride.